Hey everybody, Steve here, and let's take a look at all the stories we're following from the AFR News Desk for July 11th, 2016. So happy Tuesday night, everybody. First off, you'll notice a new little piece of equipment here. It's a new microphone that I've picked up for the station, thanks in large part to contributions from supporters on my Patreon channel. If you haven't had a chance to check out my Patreon page, I'll post a link to that below. If you enjoy the content that you're seeing, it's a way that you can give a small contribution each month to ensure that more content keeps coming at you. Now on to the news. First off, we have a worldwide AFR exclusive to show you from Play.com. I mentioned last week that the 2016 Football America set is going to be coming out for their second season football game at the end of the month, as well as the 2015 Pro season. And a lot of people who have been playing that Football America set for a few years were wondering about a certain player, Rondé Lincoln. And he is a veteran running back. He was just a workhorse runner for several years, and last year he finally went to a new team, which was by default the Philadelphia team. However, I transplanted in my universe Philadelphia to Boston and had them become the Boston Minutemen. And so anybody that followed along with my playthrough of the 2015 Football America season will know that I took my Minutemen all the way to the championship game before they fell just short, and Rondé Lincoln was definitely a big part of that. So as a special sneak peek to my viewers here, I'll show you what that Philadelphia/Boston team is going to look like this year. And you'll see that Rondé Lincoln is no longer part of our team. He has become a free agent and he's signed with Chicago. So the Boston team is actually the only team in the league that has 3 players with the 2/2 rating. So they should have a pretty good team this year. We'll see what happens. But so you can see them, and then I'll just give you a quick peek at the Chicago team where Rondé Lincoln has signed. And as you can see, he is no longer the force that he once was. And he's not even really in the rotation. He's definitely going to be somebody that will be a fourth option in the running game for Chicago. So sort of sad to see a player like that ride off into the sunset. But there you have it. And then also another thing that you'll notice is that the cards now have finder ratings right on the cards. Last year, Play.com introduced generic finder ratings for their sets, so you could do this on your own. But this year, in 2016, if you're playing through solo, now you don't have to worry about that, and you can just get right into the game. So I was very excited to see that. And again, this set is going to be coming out on July 27th, so mark your calendars and get ready for some football. In other news, over on Kickstarter, the Hat Trick Players expansion campaign continues to roll along. So far, they've raised almost 5.4K, and they have a little over 8 days until that campaign ends, and they just keep unlocking cards. So in addition to the 24 teams that were originally scheduled for the game, they've hit a bunch of stretch goals, and so you can see all the various teams that they have unlocked, including Team Brazil and Team USA, and most recently Team Ghana. There's still a couple of stretch goals left to go, so maybe we'll have a few more teams before the end of that campaign. You can head on over to the Kickstarter link that's right in the top of the page here, or down in the show notes below. More updates from the SherCo Grand Slam Baseball game that is due to be re-released this summer. In the latest update, they've announced that they have all 30 Major League Baseball stadiums available in both the rulebook and the deluxe versions, and that there are 15 new season sets that will be available to bring the total to 20 for when they launch. You can see all the other updates over on the Delphi forums, and you can also check out the link to the company down below in the show notes. Over at Replay Games, they released their latest newsletter this week to announce that they've begun shipping the 1978 season for their Replay Baseball game. Also in the newsletter, they're now taking pre-orders for the 1948 season, also for Replay Baseball, and that is due to tentatively ship on August 1st. Head on over to the Replay Games website for all the details. And now let's take a look at new releases. First up, over at Downey Games, they have released the 2016 College Softball Yearbook for their Ultra Quick Baseball game. As with all of their releases, it's available in both an ebook and as a printed set. And Homerun Baseball has released the 1978 season for their game. And now it's time for channel updates. So last week on the show, I announced the winner of one of our biggest contests that we had, a copy of second season football as it was produced by Replay Games. So this is no longer in print. It's very hard to get a hold of. And the winner of the contest, after I contacted him, actually said that he would prefer to give the game back and that I give it away to somebody else because he already has a copy of the game. So I really appreciate that gesture from Ron. Thank you. And so for everybody that entered the contest before and didn't win, I have great news for you, and that I am going to have another contest to give that game away. Now, what I'm planning on doing is I will have that contest coincide with the latest release from Play.com for their 2015 Pro Season later this month. But if you entered the contest last week, all of your entries will count towards this drawing. So if you enter the next contest, you'll get double the entries, and that also goes for everybody that got bonus entries who was part of my last live broadcast. So more chances to win that great copy of second season football. As far as reviews, I wanted to get my review of Soccer City out last week. The problem was that I was supposed to play a game against somebody before I did the review, just because it's a game that's only for 2 people. There is no solo variant to the game, and that fell through, unfortunately. And so I'm kind of conflicted whether I should just do the review based on my solo playthroughs, or if I should wait until I'm able to actually play it against somebody to give a full review of the game. So actually what I might end up doing is doing a review, but I will definitely put a disclaimer on the video that I was not able to play the game and as a 2-player, and that these are just my thoughts, playing against myself in the game. I will say, spoiler alert, that if you are a soccer fanatic, that this is definitely a fantastic game to pick up. It has a lot of nuance to it, a lot of strategy, and probably a lot of it goes right over my head as somebody who is a soccer neophyte, if you will. But I will try to get that review out in the next couple of weeks, and I've also begun to work on my review of Stratomatic Baseball, which will be the next review I'll do after that. As far as my live shows, last night I just did the finale of my all-time franchise great double elimination tournament, and it was one of the most watched live shows that I've had so far to date. Those have gone really, really well. I think I finally figured out all the technical aspects of it, got my camera in a good angle, so that was a lot of fun. I'm going to try to do that a lot more here on the channel, and especially once I get going with my next football season, the fictional set. I'm going to take my Boston Minutemen through another season, and I'm going to try to live play all of those games so you can see that game in action over the course of a season. Otherwise, the news will be coming at you every Tuesday evening, and if you get a chance, the next board game breakfast that's coming out next Monday over on the Dice Towers YouTube channel, I have a segment out on that this week, my AFR 2-minute drill, so if you have a chance, you can check that out as well. Alright everybody, that is all for now. Thank you for watching. My name's Steve, and until next time, get out there, have fun, play games, and I'll see you after further review.